My friends, you guys are in for a treat today. If you want to improve your health in any way, today's episode is for you. I sit down with TereZa and Anthony, and they own Biohack Yourself Media, which we're going to dive into all of the beautiful, powerful work that they do within the documentaries and movies that they create. And this episode truly lit me up in so many ways, both when it comes to how I want to have a family, how I want to just stay healthy within my own life and continue to level up, both within my personal life and within my career, and really just anything in life. So without further ado, let's welcome TereZa and Anthony Lolli to the show. Anthony and TereZa, thank you so much for coming on my Challenge Your Own podcast today. I've been so excited to speak with you both because you are so successful in so many different aspects of life. Real estate, you're producing movies, acting, singing. Yeah. Your family, you came here with your 2 kids. Yeah. And I know you came from Armenia with $300. Yeah. And started your new life here. Nice. And research. Yeah, and you have lost 125 pounds. You've both done extraordinary things in your life, but I'm super curious. What was the time for both of you that you were like, I want change. I need something different. I'm willing to go all in.
I think that's always been the way I've been raised. I've always just been wanting something new, something better, something more. I've always wanted to set new goals. Like, I'm never satisfied. Some brain experts may call it a dopamine issue. That I just constantly want this kind of achievement and self-realization and competing with myself. Because I feel like life is awesome and there's so much to accomplish. And so why not challenge yourself? To me, it's fun, gamifying life. Right? What do you think was the moment?
I think it's the immigrant mentality. My mother was an immigrant from Ecuador, similar to TereZa, similar to yourself. You don't have an accent. She barely has an accent. That's an achievement. Not everybody does when they come to this country, right? You guys had to make a very big conscious effort to not have the accent. And my mom was an immigrant from Ecuador and was in my ear about the opportunities. So she had these big dreams, big ambitions, similar to TereZa. Came here was the lights, the glamour, the streets are paved of gold, the promises of, the American dream. So even though I wasn't an immigrant, I was raised by one. And I think that mindset was really what made me ambitious, to look at things differently, look at the opportunities that I have. And so I think that's where I think our alignment was, yeah.
I'm so curious. How did you guys meet? Because now you both were doing incredible things individually before, yes. And now you're building so many beautiful things together, your family and just everything in your careers.
Yes.
It's funny how we're like a force of nature. Like, he was doing stuff by himself. I was doing stuff by myself, all extraordinary. But then when we joined forces, it's just this incredible explosion of things that are happening on day to day, month to month, and how fast things are happening. It's because we both are super aligned with how we see vision and how fast we want things to come to fruition, how much we're committed to our family, how much we're committed to our health, how much we're committed to giving back. Like, all of these things align. We met very randomly at a Starbucks.
Oh my gosh.
That was located inside of the Sheraton Hotel. Yeah. So
we were both doing business. I mean, she was in the business of entertainment. She had her own female pop rock band. Yeah. And she was interviewing bandmates. And I was at a coffee table, 10 feet away, talking to private equity groups about doing multi-location franchise deals. And she overheard my conversation, which was about royalties and expansion and distribution. She thought we were in the music business and in entertainment. And I had looked at her in the corner of my eye. There was like women coming in and out, like, of different nationalities. An Asian woman, a Russian woman comes in, and they all had like instruments, boxed instruments. But turns out she was interviewing bandmates. And then when my meeting was over, she was a good networker. She thought we were music executives having a business meeting about music and entertainment, because she overheard the word royalties and distribution. And she goes, "Are you guys in the music business?" And I leaped over my chief executive officers, he was right next to her. And I leaped over and said, yes, we are. And then we, hit it off as friends for several months. It was platonic. And then it turned into a full-fledged relationship. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And now you have started Biohack Yourself Media, which I want to get into. But I'm really curious because I know you both have backgrounds in you losing so many pounds, you in fitness. Like both of you have been in that world for a long time and still do. You can tell you guys are obviously in shape, but you also travel a lot. You said you flew in from Saudi yesterday with your 2 kids and that you've been flying all over the world. Firstly, do you feel like fitness has impacted the way you live life and go about your business? And also, how do you stay within a healthy lifestyle when you do so much traveling? Because I know that's something many people find difficult.
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting, the first documentary that put us into the wellness industry was the Fat Lolli, the Six-Pack Lolli transformation documentary during the pandemic. Then the second docuseries we did was called The Super Lollies, and that was about TereZa's competing multiple times. It was 6 episodes. We competed 32 times. All around the world. We did NPC, we did OCB, we did Pure Elite, WBFF. So we were in London, we were all over. Yeah. So we were traveling with our Ziploc bags. This was TereZa's
peak week.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Having to compete while traveling. So once you go through this kind of experience of what we went through, not only training together hardcore for about 10 to 12 months in preparation, gaining muscle, gaining weight. I've gained 12 pounds of muscle in 1 year.
Incredible.
Which was crazy, right?
Wow.
They were saying that was like record-breaking time, given that it was all natural. He lost record-breaking weight loss. So like both of us are just crazy nut jobs. Like when we commit to something, we must do it, and we want to beat ourselves down until it's record-breaking, right? So then, not only did we train together and did we get to like perfect shape, but then we put ourselves through another challenge of traveling and competing within 5 months to compete in 6 different federations and many, many divisions within those federations. Once you can achieve that and you can understand that you are unlimited, and if you're dedicated to something, you'll make it happen no matter what. Right. Literally walking around with Ziplocs and frozen. At some point for a competition, I meal prepped for the 7 days, and we flew with the luggage of the food. Because I was like, I don't know if we get there, we're going to get the salmon on time, or your turkey, or whatever. Am I going to have the chicken? Everything was prepped, frozen, thrown into the luggage. Then we flew with our food. So once
we flew with our crock pots too, to heat things up, everything. Yeah, so
we would fly with our Instapot.
Instapot.
Instapot, the food scale. I mean, real production. This is no joke. But once you do that, you realize, right?
You could take your health to go. You could take your health to go.
You can stay committed from there.
Yeah, you can do it.
This is incredible. I feel like anyone listening who's thought, oh my gosh, I can't stay on track when I'm traveling. It's just too hard. You guys just proved that there's none of that. Like if you want it, you can make it happen.
Exactly. And by the way, like we love understanding that there's muscle memory. And we took this as like a 2-year associate's degree, right? People will go study hardcore, stay up at nights, coffee, Red Bull, until they get their degree, right? So we realized it was the same thing. We were going to go all in, dedicate ourselves, because then your muscle has memory. It's like once you get your degree, once you get your muscle memory, you're kind of set from there. Now we just kind of brush through our workouts. We may have weeks where we don't work out, but we still maintain our muscle. And what we do now is we maintain it intelligently with supplementations, with perfect aminos and, vitamin D3s and a lot of these things. And we don't eat fat and carbs. So we're mindful of what not to consume and just stick to proteins, clean fats, that kind of stuff, right?
Incredible.
So you understand how to actually live a life, be extremely busy, not meal prepping and competing, but extremely busy changing the world and yet staying on track. So biohacking has given us yet another amazing tool of how to stay at your optimal. So we actually compete now with our blood work and our anti-aging scores. We're like, wait, what's your biomarkers here?
Incredible.
Gave
Your
her
fire for life and leveling
Fire.
up
Yeah.
is so, I feel it in this
Contagious.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And this is important to do it with your partner or your significant other, because he pushes me, I'm pushing him, and then the kids will come into the play. Sometimes if, he's trying to take a bite of an ice cream, Legend, our son, he always puts us in place. Hey, stop being a hypocrite. Put that down. And it's hilarious because our kids are in it too.
Yeah.
So we just check each other all the time. We keep each other accountable. It's a family affair. And it's just a form of lifestyle. Sugar, dairy, fat stuff does not need to be a weakness. And it doesn't need to be a part of your diet. It wasn't ever a part of human society's diet. All of these artificial things just recently came and took over and made people addicted. So once you understand that, you're allowing these food companies to control you. You're allowing this CEO who had intentions of dominating you to be dominated by him or her. Then I actually often show the kids, I'm like, here's the CEO of this company. Here's the founder of this company. This guy is controlling your brain if you go for this food. If you're okay with that, be my guest. So they're eating. They'll be like, yeah, that's okay. I just want my cereal, right? You know what? I don't want that guy to control me. Push away. So it's psychological, and I think there's a deep message in it because we are being controlled by the food industry.
Yeah.
Whether they have bad intentions, good intentions, I don't care. Whether it's business related, what I care is about my life and my health. And what I know is this is bad for me, this is good for me.
I love the way you're educating Love and Legend.
Yeah.
And I met them. Beautiful kids.
Thank you.
And I feel like for anyone listening, I have a lot of mothers listening, especially. It's like your kids can be the reason why you could choose today to start taking care of your body in a different way.
Yeah.
I love the way you're educating them by telling them or sharing what's happening, but still giving them their freedom of choice. So you're not forcing them, but they get to make their own decisions.
Oh, you have to. You give them two choices and you always explain to them. They have to choose it, to own it.
Yeah.
If you control them, they're one day going to burst out of your control and do their own thing, and it's going to be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible. Biohack yourself.
Yeah.
Will you share your vision and mission with us?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Biohack Yourself Media is the first of its kind media company that brings biohacking to the everyday person. The vision and mission is for as many people that are up to date about Taylor Swift's next engagement to be up to date about the next peptide with the same rigor, the same exact understanding, and the same global news transfer. That's exactly our vision. We are the news platform, and we speak many love languages of many audience members. We have our documentaries streaming globally on Prime, on Apple, and Roku. You can find Biohack Yourself documentaries on all the streaming platform. You can find from Fat Lolli to Six Pack Lolli. Still people tearing and messaging us and saying, you just saved my husband's life and whatever. Like, he saw the light and he saw that it was possible. Super Lollies, like all the documentaries. Shield, the She Healed documentary is premiering at the Cannes Film Festival coming in May. So that's the documentaries. Then we have biohackyourself.com with a lot of articles, a lot of research, a lot of top-level scientific academicians that are contributing to us. We have our print magazine. If you're a sauna person, if you're a hyperbaric type of person, and you want your tech-free wellness to take the magazine into these modalities and to read and educate, our contributors and our editorial is unlike anything else. You are really going through almost like a college degree, like I said, when you read a Biohack Yourself magazine. So we have the magazine, and then of course we have our TikTok brain people who want their information, at the snap of their button, and just thumbnails and just information, right? From CDC, from FDA, from newly published journals, dental journals, pet journals, like anything that's coming out now, new studies all the time, new products and services, we report on everything.
That is incredible. You're giving us all the knowledge that we actually need to be consuming, because there's so much out there, but these are the things that we need to actually take in and learn about. And you're making it easy for all of us.
And introducing you to who you should be listening to, what podcasts. Most of our contributors They are so big they could be on the cover of the magazine, but they're writing for us. So
I see your magazine right
yeah,
there.
so we have Gary Brecka, he's on the cover, but he's also a contributor, and Dr. Mark Gordon and all these famous, world-renowned practitioners. They're incredible. They're incredible people. And we have journalists too that go around and they'll report on different things, like Miami Swim Week. We'll ask the runway models, men and female, what are they doing to biohack themselves? Turns out a lot of them have had ailments. Some of them have had Hashimoto's or Crohn's disease and things that they've had, health transformations that bring a lot of relatability and credibility to the industry. And then we tie that in with an expert. Let's say someone had a gut problem that we interviewed. Well, we'll point you to the expert that's a contributor on our platform that has helped many people with gut protocols and so forth. So we want to really be the conductor to help you understand how you need to biohack yourself. No one's going to do it for you.
Yeah. If you have to give me 3 of the most valuable biohacking habits that someone could add to their life.
Both of us have 2 different perspectives, right? Yeah. I think one perspective is to understand is that you're already hacked. The food, the microplastics, the toxins. So it's biohacking is about really unhacking yourself and really figuring out what you need to do either naturally or supplement wise to get you back to normal. Sometimes in some cases, the damage is already done. You can't produce that naturally anymore, whatever that may be, whether it's a vitamin C, vitamin D, whether it's testosterone, whatever it is. We ask you to test yourself. And there's so many amazing tests that can really get you the answers that you need to figure out, why are you taking these vitamins in the first place? What are you supplementing for? So really understanding your whole entire DNA and your genetic makeup. And then we also want you to really deal with a practitioner that's going to be your coach. Just like, as you know, in fitness and bodybuilding, you can't really coach yourself. You need someone else with a second pair of eyes looking at those check-in pictures, really giving you their expertise with the reps under their belt. And what we're really good at is really introducing you. So it's a long-winded answer, but my favorite biohack, after understanding what I really needed to biohack for, is water. Because as a bodybuilder, you're required to drink a lot of water, but that a lot of water could be damaging you. It could have fluoride in it, could be non-structured, it could be just wasting. So microplastic. So the water, really hacking the water situation, whether it's shower, whether it's drinking, that's number 1 staple for me. The other one, you don't have this problem in your office and in your podcast setup because you have natural light coming in, but most people in the podcast industry are indoors all day. They're barely getting any sun, if any, by the time they get out of the studio. They're a perfect candidate for red light therapy. They need it more than anybody. And that's a situation of a hack. You may think you're getting the sun you need, but it's not enough from the house to the car, from the car to the office, not enough sun. So in those cases, you would need a red light therapy. So that's the second one, depending. Me, I don't have that problem. Why? I'm the opposite. I have too much vitamin D. We just took a test. 2 different practitioners said, whoa, what are you doing? Are you like, get out of the red light? I'm not doing the red light. Well, get out of the sun. It's too much. And too much is no good. So I happen to have the kind of DNA where I don't need that. And then the third thing is grounding. So another situation, I don't think you'll have that issue either because you probably go to the beach. So you get that. But some people are in sneakers and slippers and sandals and Crocs all day. They never ground at all. So grounding, and if you don't ground and you don't have the opportunity to ground, there's the PEMF mat, which is pulse electromagnetic therapy field, and that'll give you the grounding that you need. So those are 3 staples that either you could do naturally or supplement for.
Yeah. For me, top 3, I say top 1 is finding a biological dentist, getting a cone beam scan. Because we're discovering right now, as we're filming our biological dental documentary, that almost 99.99% of humanity has some sort of a dental issue that is causing some sort of an autoimmune condition. even me that I thought like I never did anything, right? I had no implants, I had no mercury. I was like, no, I'm good. You guys don't understand. I'm good. No, they discovered that my wisdom teeth were pulled out when I was little, maybe like 12 years old, I don't remember. And I had one root canal that, in my opinion, it was good because the tooth is still sturdy, it's there, like I'm good. But no, my cavitations, it's called a cavitation when they extract a tooth and they don't clean the bone properly, because the tooth is a living organism. It has lymphatic system, it has a nervous system, and when they pull a tooth out, they leave the tissues, and sometimes they leave dead nerves, and sometimes the bone stays in the background, and then the gum closes down. When it closes, they don't give you a bone healing protocol where you can build the bone back up. So now you have this puddle that just closed up with possible tissue that's dead, and it rots away and it causes inflammation and infection. So when they opened up my 4 cavitations, Dr. Dom in Germany, I'm coming off of my surgery a few weeks ago, he discovered trapped mold in there. Trapped mold. And guess what? The cavitations, the wisdom teeth, are connected to your heart, and they're connected to your small intestine. And no wonder why I've been having leaky gut. No matter how many leaky gut protocols I did through learning Biohack yourself, I'm on peptides, I'm on this, I'm on that, I'm still having a leaky gut. So I'm like, this is a death sentence. I can never heal my leaky gut. But turns out I have the cause right here in my mouth 24/7. And my root canal that they take out your root. Imagine they take out your vein, right? And instead of the vein, they put like a metal pole to keep your hand intact. And now they say, oh, we saved your hand. It's good. You don't have to remove the hand. But that's what they do to the tooth. They take out the root and they put a metal post in there somehow to preserve the tooth. The intention was good. But they forgot one thing, that the tooth is now dead in your body. The lymphatic system is dead, the nervous system is dead, there's no energy flow, and God knows if this dentist prefers a metal post or whatnot, they can really, really harm you. So I was having heart cramps at times, and I was like, what's happening? Like, I'm so young, I'm like 39, there's no heart issues in my family, but I kept feeling cramps. The cramps are completely disappeared now after my surgery. Her face
cleared up too.
My pimples, oh my gosh, I was getting acne like I'm a teenager, especially around my cycle. I would break out, gone. I look like I'm photoshopped. And I cannot believe I'm texting. I'm like, look at my skin, Doug. I'm giving him reports. My heart is so, and my ear was starting to ring just randomly. And all I could think about is, yeah, we're traveling, we're busy. It's probably the stress. No, it was my teeth. It was my cavitations, and the wisdom teeth, it's like a sin to take them out according to the biological dentist. So that's number 1.
This is blowing my mind.
This is blowing my mind. I'm telling you. You asked me what's the top?
Yeah.
Almost every cancer patient has root canals. Almost every heart attack ends up having a root canal of some sort, ends up having some sort of a metal implant. Yeah. It's no longer about the mercury. The world got all crazy about the mercury removal. That's just one thing. Mm-hmm. There's like 10 other things that's being done wrongly, starting from childhood, and the metal implants, especially if you have any metal in your body. Think of it this way, that the entire radiation, all the EMF, is getting attracted to this metal. And if you have a few metals in your mouth, it's like ding-donging in your mouth the whole time. It's going in your brain, it's zapping your whole organism. It's insane. Yeah. So, number 1, find a cone beam scan. You don't even have to find a biological dentist yet. Find a cone beam scan. Go get the scan done. It's $150. It's annoying, but they give you a CD. You have to go find a place where they convert the CD into a Google Drive folder, but just go through it, stick with it. Find a biological dentist from our movie, please, because we've done our research. We know all the best. Go to, biohackyourself.com. We're publishing every single cast member that we're discovering. Go and get a consult. It's not expensive. At least get a consult. You'll find out if you have a cavitation, if you have root canal, if you have any inflammation that's causing you anything. My mother was starting to lose her memory. Early onset. And guess what we found out? We removed her entire upper arch, they call it, every single tooth. Every single tooth had a root canal. And when we removed everything, it was covered in mold. So Dr. J. Gundy basically saved my mother's life. Now she's up and about. Her black under circles are gone, like Photoshop, disappeared. She looks like she had a facelift. My mom is now alive. And she was going to be discarded from the society as a 62-year-old woman. And she's like super healthy. She raised me as a biohacker. So anyway, number one, biological dentist. Guys, watch the dentistry documentary when it comes out. Keep following Biohack Yourself Media as we'll make the announcements as we cast and find and discover every single, and we're doing real research. Who is getting a certification of biological dentistry, but not really doing biological dentistry? There's also a lot of that happening right now because it's a new field. So a lot of people want to stay cool and relevant and get the certification, but maybe they haven't gotten through all the training. You don't want to be their testing ground, right? Just go to the ones that are like amazing. Number two, you cannot live without discovering your DNA. You got to do a DNA test. Once you get your DNA test and you understand your expressions, then you understand why are you not operating optimally. Then it's so cheap. It's so inexpensive. For example, SNP diagnostics, right? The test was like $250. We all got it. You get a consult. They tell you, what are some of the genes that are maybe not broken, but not working quite properly? You're not methylating this. You need this, you need this. And then they send you for $180 a month, your supplements to your door. And it's all in one package. You take it. Now all of a sudden those genes operate as if they were not broken. So that's like foundational. It's life-changing.
Yeah.
And there's options in the DNA. There's another company in our Shield documentary.
DNA Life?
You know, we interviewed Elena Cardone, and she has 10X.
10X is
and
amazing.
Their system is amazing because they do the whole test, and then they give you a packet.
Yeah.
Like one packet. One pouch delivered to your door.
Yeah.
Exactly the supplements you need for the day.
And Elena
Period.
Cardone also said that was a game changer for herself.
Right.
As she was going through perimenopause or whatever, she discovered her own DNA. She's taking those supplements. She's like, I don't go anywhere without this.
And this is real time because your DNA changes depending on the stress and whatever your environment is.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to supplement for where you're at. So the
Genius.
10X, they're very good. Like the technology is amazing. And the other company, what was it? DNA Life?
DNA Life is a part of Shield. They're amazing too. They give you supplements. They suggest. I actually was able to get those supplements, and for like 3 months, I was like, oh my gosh, like the foggy brain was going away. Like a lot of energy, just like a lot of energy, unlimited almost. I'd be up at 4 a.m. in the morning on emails, and all of a sudden, he's like, "What? We're doing another documentary? What? We're doing another project?" I'm like, "Yeah, we can do this. We can do this, and we can do this. Look at my board." And he's like, "This board has like 10 things that are happening at the same time." Yes, we can do it.
I love that.
DNA optimization. This is what you get.
Yeah.
Like, why not? Why not be a Ferrari? Why do you have to
You
be a
sold me
broken
on
down
this.
Honda? Right?
Also the dental, all of it.
The dental. So these are like top, right? Also, if you have an IUD, please take it out. Any metal in your body, please take it out.
I have an IUD, so thank you for saying that.
My
Let me
IUD
tell you.
was covered in mold when I took it out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You got to go take it out.
And by the
Gotta take
way,
it out.
her brain fog that we didn't even know existed was gone. See, you don't know what you don't know.
Constant discharge and
Because you get
inflammation.
adapted to what you feel.
Like,
It
I guess
becomes
this
your
is it.
norm.
Yeah, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Or I'll just drink more coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
So IUD was like a big one, and David Perez discovered this during filming Biohack Yourself.
They're actually in, it's Lumati. They're really
Lumati
good.
is in San Diego, and now he has this frequency test where he can test parasite activity. He could test any metals or anything like that, any inflammation.
He has his
Through
own,
frequency.
like, it's all depending on how you stack the biohack, right?
Yeah,
so he has this formula where you step on this vibration plate. We featured them in Biohack Yourself. Juvent. It's micro vibrations, which actually stimulates your stem cell for bone growth.
Bone stem cells.
So, like, you can really get,
Incredible.
like, stronger bones simply by standing on something for 20 minutes. You can text and do whatever you want to do. He has you stand there. You're in front of a red light therapy. Then he does, like, these hydrogen baths. And so it's like a real, like, you know, you can spend a week there and, like, completely transform
At
yourself.
Lumati was when we regulated our daughter Love's lymph node that we couldn't fix anywhere. Nobody could give us answers. It's like, this is a lymph node and it's enlarged. What is happening there? Is there garbage? Is there, what is piling on there? Is it rotting away? Like, because in my imagination, if something is piled on and it's not flowing, it's turning into garbage. It's turning into a cavitation, basically, almost, right? Only through Lumati, we were able to sink our daughter into hydrogen baths. And hydrogen is the smallest molecule that penetrates into your cell and hydrates you on the cellular level. Therefore, it was able to completely flush out her system. She was pooping her brains out for a whole week.
Yeah.
And the whole lymph node went down. Complete relief. Complete relief. For 5 years it was there.
Yeah.
Nobody could find an answer. And of course, Western medicine practice. We even took her to an emergency doctor, to a big, major, popular hospital. Because at one point I was like scared.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, we have to do biopsy. It could be cancerous. Now, what is biopsy though? Biopsy is metal touching your skin, cutting your energy flow, and creating a scar tissue. Even if they just send it to biopsy, right? It seems innocent. It's not. They're not taking an organ out. It's just a tiny biopsy, but it is creating stress. It's creating inflammation. It's creating scar tissue. So we didn't go that route. I prayed on it. I've waited, and then we got our answers.
That's incredible. Wow.
Yeah. And then my third thing, right? So biological dentistry, cone beam scan will tell you a lot of things. DNA test, and then get on those supplements. Like no matter what it is, find the money, get on that because it's inexpensive. You can do it. And for women over 30, I would say 35, hormone optimization. And I used to feel like when I would hear about it, hormone optimization, I'd be like, no, I'm natural. It's not happening. And I would feel like it's a shame, like I shouldn't be on hormone optimization. Like what's wrong with me? I don't want to be supplementing. But when we interviewed all these experts in Shield, the documentary, 80 experts who focus on female longevity, and I saw women kicking major butt at 60, at 65, some even menstruating way into their 59s and 58, some getting pregnant at 53. Insanity.
Wow.
And they're all on hormone optimization. They do some V-cell therapy straight into their ovaries, which I actually did through Dr. V, who took my own blood, spun it, and made it into the PRP, the liquid gold. And then Dr. Todd Avakaitis, who's nominated for Nobel Prize, came in with his laser and passed the PRP through the laser, which activated the V cells, which is the youngest version of your cell, the most potent version of your cell. So you don't need placental cells or anything else. Your own cells, unless you're very ill, right? Your own cells, if you're generally healthy, could do the same magic. And they actually injected into my ovaries. Therefore, yeah. And I didn't like take painkillers. It was kind of crazy. I was like, no, I want to feel the pain and I want to understand what's going on with my body. Then I regretted it for a minute. But the needle was like super duper long and they went in. My AMH hormone up-leveled immediately. So nobody talks about AMH. People talk about testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, whatever. There's this AMH hormone that goes first. So if you're seeing that that's going down, you know your train is going off the rails. Next is going to be estrogen imbalance. Next is going to be all this other. I'm not a doctor, so I can't like explain it, but I understand that AMH is like the first one to pay attention to. So through that V-cell therapy, we were able to actually up-level my AMH to the level that it should be. And I'm still on hormone replacement therapy. Dr. Mark Gordon is my doctor, and he is incredible, functional medicine. He takes your blood work, he takes your hormonal panel, he takes your DNA, and this is what you need from your functional doctor. You need them to understand overall. You need your functional practitioner to also understand biological dentistry and to collaborate with the biological dentist to refer you out, to see what is bothering you and what is making you feel ill. Let's take out the stressors. So, third is hormone optimization. Long-winded answers.
I love it. I'm hooked and I'm going to look into this even more. You guys speak a lot about purpose and living a life on purpose. What does that look like for you?
Purpose is waking up every day and realizing what are we doing to help the helpless. The helpless that are stuck in this world of like, well, I have insurance, I have to go to my doctor, I have this one doctor, and I have this one tunnel vision, I have this one opinion. Why don't you get more opinions? Why don't you see what else is possible, right? I find these people extremely helpless because they're just stuck in their day-to-day, and then maybe they have more important things like job, kids, husband, all these things, wife, or but the thing is that everyone says like when you're healthy you have a million dreams and goals, but when you're unhealthy you have only one goal, to be healthy. So for us is to give the gift of health in an easy, achievable way to the everyday person so they can go on and create and dream and have many goals.
Yeah, that's a good way to summarize this. First time I heard you summarize it. My perspective is similar, but I like people that are ready for help. Coming from the obesity side, you can't convince somebody to lose weight. Even me, she tried to beat me down about it, and
Literally with the broom. Just
like,
kidding.
and I was not going to do it. I did something drastic in 2015 where I got a gastric sleeve surgery that went bad. I actually gained more weight from it. I lost 50 pounds, gained 70, lost my muscle mass. It put me in a bad downward health spiral, which ultimately I had to lose weight the right way. So what we realized with the Biohack Yourself, the media company, the documentaries, it's really a library for serious people that are ready to change. When they're ready, you will find the answer to your health crisis, your family's health crisis, somewhere in our ecosystem. You'll find it because it's all there. And it's basically, we spent millions of dollars finding these answers so you don't have to. And these are really, what we did differently is we made documentaries and we make a lot of media that's solution based. Most media, when we were looking for answers, it's about this needle, it's about this government, it's about this person and this talking head. And none of them are practitioners. Oh, they used to be, but now they're just talking heads. And we're like, I need answers. So we created the tools. When we're interviewing somebody, it's somebody that you can actually do business with, either in person or online. If we're talking about we're showcasing a product or a service in our magazine or on our platform, it's been vetted. It's something that we're personally using, our kids are using. If we're doing a dental documentary, it's because we're actually under the knife ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's like, tested by us, it's tested by our community.
This is incredible. And I hope every single person listening are going to go check out everything that you're doing. I do have one more question for you. I know you and your family have more plans for this evening. But before that, you've already mentioned a couple of times the website that people can go check out all the work that you've been doing. But can you just mention it one more time? Also your Instagram accounts and just all the places that people can learn more from you.
Well, the website is biohackyourself.com. The Instagram is biohackyourselfmedia. And that's where you can also see all of the other babies like Shield Doc and the Biodentistry Doc, because we always collaborate. We get about 70 million quarterly views on our Instagram. People are coming. People are hungry. They want to learn. And we give them the information in such a bite-sized way and so understandable. I think if you want to really transform your life, just follow Biohack Yourself Media every day and you'll see what we're up to. We also have like 20 active journalists who go and cover events. We are extremely wanted and requested now in everything. Like Pickleball World Cup wants Biohack Yourself to be media for them. UFC and Miami Fashion Week. So you'll find
we were just in Saudi Arabia covering an event there. It was called the Xenos Health Summit. It's the first of its kind. You'd be surprised how many people, first of all, health scares has no prejudice. It affects the rich. It affects the poor. In fact, if you're wealthy, you're even worse off because you're going to these top doctors that don't know what they're doing. They're just prescribing stuff. They're not really root cause related. So we had to basically cover the event. A bunch of people came down there. Dr. Mark Hyman, Mark Gordon, Gary Brecka, Dr. Amy Shah.
Dr. Amy Killen.
Dr. Amy,
So many incredible people.
Yeah.
Like we did this in Saudi and Maz, who's the founder of Xenos, he wanted to create this really extravagant fashion, cool experience, but yet be private and very kind of intimate. And this experience really changed the trajectory of longevity expos. So we're honored to be so sought after that we're now getting calls from JCCI Summit, let's say, a dental conference focused on ceramic implants in Switzerland. So we'll send a journalist there. We'll go to Saudi. We'll go to Dubai. So we are becoming quickly a very global company. And again, like we want every single country, every single person.
Yeah.
I have a goal. If somebody knows about Taylor Swift getting engaged, they should know about biohacking. Mm-hmm. That's my goal.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Quick question before I ask the last question. With all of these beautiful successes that you guys are creating, how do you navigate family life, you guys' relationship together with all these business ventures?
Yeah.
Well, I think TereZa hacked that a long time ago because we do everything together. So our children are homeschooled. They travel with us. Oftentimes her mother and my mother are traveling with us as well. So we're not missing out. Most of the time, someone has a foot out the door. They got to leave the office. They left the kids. We do everything together. So it's
We
really
grow
purposeful.
together.
Yeah.
You understand the business that we're in, the industry that we're in is literally growing as we sit here. It's literally, there's new things that just got discovered this second. So if we were to do this separately, life would take us in such different directions that it would be hard to maintain a family. So if we're in this global movement, we have to be as a family. And now our children, they have their own passion. Like our daughter and our son, they both serve as journalists, mini journalists for their alpha generation. And they sit there and they're pondering over their generation being the sickest. And they question, why is that so? Why are my friends and my peeps the sickest? That's not fair. And so Love said, you know what? Through biohacking, I'm going to make sure that my generation lives to 150. It's going to be the longest living generation.
So
for a
cool.
9-year-old to have a mission that way.
So cool.
You can't do that if you're not working together, if they're not really seeing everything that we're going through. Sometimes they even sit through some of those keynote speakers and they listen, because sometimes I'm invited to speak, sometimes he's invited to speak, so they have to sit there and listen to all the other experts, and they're like, wow, that changed everything for me. And they can't unlearn everything they're learning. And they're interviewing, they're also asking their own questions to some of the experts. They're so curious. And again, what they learn becomes theirs. So for us as a family, we gamify everything for ourselves, and we make what we're passionate about, our hobby, into our job, into our mission. So biohacking is our work. It's our hobby, it's our competition, it's our family religion, right? We made this into like almost a religion. We wake up together, we'll go ground on the grass the first 10 minutes, we get the sunlight. It's these traditions that we do. We don't celebrate Halloween, we don't spend months and months thinking what costume we're going to wear for Halloween. No, we create traditions around our religion, which is health and biohacking.
It brings us all, we were in Dubai, right? We interviewed Andrew Tate for the cover of Biohack Yourself magazine. He invited us to his penthouse. We got a chance to spend 8 hours with the guy.
Yeah.
And we met his family. Amazing. The guy's one of the healthiest guys we've ever interviewed.
Sharpest.
Intelligent. This guy's never taken a painkiller in his life.
Yeah.
And this is a guy that takes a lot
Very
of pain
organic.
physically. So he has like the strongest gut, and there's a gut-brain connection that we've learned.
Super clean.
Super
Once a
clean.
day.
Yeah.
Fasts all day. He eats once a day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you would not be able to take that type of persecution, that type of, stress, unless you had a strong gut.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of correlation. So our kids got a chance to, first of all, him and Legend had a push-up contest.
Yeah.
And our daughter interviewed Andrew, so they get a chance to see and meet all of these interesting
Powerful
people.
people.
Obviously Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is in our Biohack Yourself documentary. We produced the ball.
They met.
a
And
Maha.
our kids got to speak on stage during
Yeah.
the Maha
Yeah.
Bowl, and they were speaking in front of 1,000 people, and they said, Maha starts in families.
It's funny
They took
because
their
it
supplements.
was our children. They said, look at the Maha symbol. It's 2 children and 2 parents at the end holding their arms
Yeah.
up. So we did that at the end of our speech in front of all the high VIP attendees in Washington on Inauguration Day. So these are like unique experiences that the kids get a chance to
We love it.
It is incredible. You guys setting an example that is a way that a family can live,
Yeah.
and a way to teach your kids how they can live their life, and already at such a young age inspire others to also live a healthier, happier life. That's incredible. Wow.
One negative is that everybody that Legend interviews, they all say, yeah, I had all this illness. I used to eat like crap. But then when this happened, I started becoming a biohacker. And now look at me. So our son has this argument all day long. Look at all the biohackers. They only smarten up after 40.
Including
They eat
dad,
like
including
crap.
dad.
Including dad. They all eat like crap. They eat what they want. They get sick and then they fix up. So why
what's
can't I
going to
do
be
that?
really bad? Tomorrow we're interviewing Brian Johnson, the
Yeah.
famous biohacker, for the cover of the
incredible.
magazine.
Yeah.
And he also was obese. He had a lot of
So
issues.
our
He's
son
doing
just
blood
argues.
transfers with his son. So I'm going to see how that interview goes tomorrow. And but it's
That'll
still,
be fun.
it's still interesting to see that we're so curious ourselves. We're learning from all these people. It's amazing.
Must be such an exciting life.
Yeah.
And I feel it in you guys' energy. It's showing. It's amazing.
Thank you.
This podcast is called Challenge Your Norm. And you guys live that.
Yeah.
If you had to give the audience, whatever comes to you first, a challenge that they can give themselves in their life in order to live a better life, what would that be?
I think if you're watching this podcast and then you're watching us, I think the challenge is this should really plant the seed in your brain to really understand and want to discover more about yourself. And really, it is possible that you can not only extend your life, which is called lifespan, but you can match that with a good health span. That's really the whole key, because there are people that can live a long life, but they're sickly. And this is about your younger self. You're the youngest you'll ever be, and you're the oldest you'll ever be right now as you're watching and listening to this. And you can literally extend your life and really have good quality years. You can be like, for example, I'm the healthiest that I've ever been in my life ever right now. And I already know where I'm going to be when I'm 65, because I'm only 48. And there are good examples, like Grant Cardone is 66 years old. This guy's like a beast, right? So I have that many years to at least get to that level. And there are people that we've met that are 70, 80, look incredible, feel incredible. Their mind is sharp. So if you start taking action now, you can really, and now is the time. Now is the time. You can really, really live good quality years. It's called the silver tsunami. In other words, there's people that are starting to get gray hairs, but now you're wiser, you're smarter, and you're more capitalized. So you can really do over your life.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah. For me, the challenge yourself to want more from this life and from yourself. And if you can sit down and just take a pen and paper and write, if I could have anything I want, what would that be? Challenge yourself to open up the cap that you have set for yourself, because you can get so much more than you have right now. This is to everyone. I would even say this to the Kardashians or to Trump, right? There's still more that they can achieve and get. So then imagine what the average person, how many more caps they can go up. So that's the challenge, to dare to dream more and bigger.
I love it. Thank you guys for everything you shared with us today. I feel so fired up and inspired, and I know everyone listening here feels that way too. And everything that you do every single day, the mission that you have is beautiful and powerful, and I know helps so many people. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks for
so
having
much.
us.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this Challenge Your Norm podcast. If you found it useful, or you think maybe potentially some of the tips and biohack strategies that were shared on this episode were useful, please share it with a friend. Subscribe so that you never miss another episode. And as always, remember, in order for you to grow, you have to challenge your norm.